I've never added a single part to my Road Glide that didn't have a very specific purpose. Whether that purpose was to improve something or to fix something that I didn't like about it. I'm very intentional about what I put on the bike. I did not own my 24 Road Glide long before I changed one of the parts on it, and it was for a very specific purpose. I added a windshield. It's been about a year, and after riding with it, I realized that it did far more than just fix the one problem that I put it on there to fix. I figured, why not do a one-year review on that product? What's up? I'm Jim. Welcome back to J Street Moto. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Things don't always work out the way you want them to. And I recorded a video yesterday of me riding so that I could give you a review of the Klock Werks 12-inch Pro windshield. I changed some stuff up. I decided to shoot with the DJI camera instead of the GoPro for the one that was recording my audio, and the audio came out like shit. One of the first things I changed on my 24 Road Glide was the windshield, and the primary purpose for why I bought a new windshield was to route the air so that it didn't hit me right here while I was running down the road, especially at highway speeds. Think 70, 80, 90, allegedly a little more. Getting beat right here, whether you're in a half or whether you're in a full, it really puts a lot of stress on your neck, and quite honestly, it can reduce your riding time during a given day. If you're starting to get fatigued, you're going to want to get off the bike sooner. And so on a 600, 700, 800 mile day, getting hit right here constantly at highway speeds will wear you out. It wears me out. I don't know about you. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know if you agree with this or not. So that's one of the first things that I bought. And I went with the 12-inch Pro because based on the measurements that I did, I'm 6 feet tall, but I have short legs. I've only got like a 30-inch inseam, so my legs aren't that long. So I sit pretty high in the saddle. I wanted to go with the 10, quite honestly, because aesthetically on the bike, I thought the 10 looked better, but the 10 would have had the wind hitting me probably in this area. So I went with the 12 based on my measurements, and I can tell you right now, when I'm riding that motorcycle, the wind hits, if I stick my hand up, the wind is hitting right about right here. So it's just clipping the top of a full helmet. It's completely going around my head if I'm wearing a half. So it solved that problem. But as I rode the bike throughout the last year with that windshield on it, I started to realize the other things that it impacted and how it impacted those things ultimately in a positive way. So I wanted to just talk about that for a minute. The way that the first thing that I noticed, quite honestly, and this didn't matter what time of year it was, whether it was warm, cold, whatever. First thing that I noticed was the way that that Klock Werks windshield kicks out on the side. It causes air to route around my shoulders. For me, from like here up, there's no wind that hits me, not directly, which is cool. And I liked that because it drastically made riding long distances, you know, going out and being on the bike for 12, 13 hours a day, knocking out 700, 800 miles. It made that very easy to do. It almost feels like cheating. It really does, because I'm not getting the same kind of fatigue that I have gotten in the past on other motorcycles with other setups. So yeah, it routing around me was something that I noticed that was really cool. What surprised me was it's recently gotten cooler here, or cold here. I dropped a video a couple weeks ago about riding in cold weather, and I think I mentioned this on that, but I really wanted to point it out here. What surprised me was the fact that the way that thing kicks out, it not only routes wind around my shoulders, it also keeps wind off my hands. So what I recognized was, not only was I able to wear less gear than I traditionally would have to wear, given the temperature of the day that I was riding, I'm able to wear different gloves down to much lower temperatures because my hands aren't being exposed to the wind. And to put things in perspective, I do not have those those guards that go in front of your grips on the handlebars, you know, like which you would see on, you know, motocross or enduro bikes. I don't have those on there. I thought about buying them at one point. I'm glad I didn't, because the windshield takes care of it for me. So I don't have those on there. And I'm able to ride comfortably down to cooler temperatures with different gloves on and with less stuff up top. The day that this video that you're watching was recorded, the footage that you're watching, it was like 30, I want to say it was 36 degrees. I was in a long sleeve, long underwear shirt, a sweatshirt, and my Beyond Riders flannel that isn't made for really cold weather riding. Those were the layers that I had on. And then I put on my heated gloves that Ride Iron recently sent me, just because I'm still testing them out and I wanted to see, you know, how long do the batteries last. I was going to be out longer that day. I wanted to check those kinds of things. But that is not something I would have ever been able to wear at that temperature on previous motorcycles, specifically on the Road King. If I was on my 40-year-old Kawasaki, I certainly wouldn't have been able to be geared up like that and been able to ride for any length of time without getting hypothermia. So it shocks me how much that windshield affects other aspects of things that I wasn't purchasing it to fix. So it fixed things. It fixed problems I didn't know I had. That's a good way to put it. It fixed problems I didn't know that I had. Would I recommend it? After a year, I've put probably, if I had to guess, that windshield's got 15,000 miles on it. Varying in different times of the year, varying in different conditions, all that stuff. I highly recommend the windshield. I honestly do. I can't speak highly enough of that windshield. And no, this is not a paid promotion. It isn't. I bought that windshield, paid full price for that windshield with my own money, because I'm getting nothing for this. This is just my honest opinion about it. Because I do see a lot of people asking these questions. The video I did about it, the first video I think that I dropped on the channel about that windshield, I still get comments to this day about that video. And I appreciate those. Please that's why I put this content out, is to get information to you, so that when you're making a decision, maybe you've got someone's opinion that you can call upon to make a better decision, or to make the decision that works for you. My decision might not be the right one. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's the right one for me. And I'm a big advocate of that. Do you on your own bike. It's your motorcycle. So whatever you do, you've got to do it what's best for you, what works for you. The same things don't work for everybody. And in this case, this windshield works amazing for me. I love it. I can't speak highly enough. The Klock Werks windshield, I went with the darkest tint that I could get for the 12-inch. The taller the windshield goes, the less dark you're allowed to get them, or that the manufacturers make them. And it makes sense, because you got to be able to see through it. I got the darkest windshield, I got the darkest tint I could get on this 12-inch windshield. And it is not the darkest tint that Klock Werks makes. The 10-inch can come in that, but the 12-inch does not. I find that I have zero problem seeing through the windshield. It is, if you watch the videos, you're watching one now, you can, the camera that's shooting the video is sitting right here on my face. And so typically my sight line almost goes right through where the top edge of the windscreen is at, or the windshield's at. It's unnoticeable to me. I don't notice it. I noticed it like the first, I don't know, let's call it the first 20 miles that I rode with it on there. After that, your brain kind of figures it out and it doesn't bother you. Love the windshield though, I really do. It has fixed issues I didn't know that I had. And the only reason I know it's fixed them is because the level of fatigue that I feel on long distance rides and on long days in the saddle has significantly changed. I'm talking like night and day different. For what it's worth, that's my opinions and insight and thoughts on the Klock Werks 12-inch Pro windshield. If you've got any questions, drop them down in the comments. If you think your question's a little too long for a comment, feel free to send me an email. I'll put it up here on the screen. It's jstmoto22@gmail.com. That's jstreetmoto22@gmail.com. Send me an email there. I respond there too. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. I really do. We're over 3,000 subscribers now, and it still blows my mind. It honestly does. And I'm grateful to every single one of you that are watching this video or that have subscribed to the channel. On that note, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. Like this video, click the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Share it with your friends. All that stuff is 100% free to you, and it absolutely helps the channel. It makes an impact. No matter what you do, always ride safe.